All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and real issues and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. Couple of housekeeping things here. So, I'm looking for new subscribers. At one time, I had 82,000. Now, I think I have like 2,400, which isn't bad considering I had to start all over again. People are still asking me about the other channel. They find me and they go, okay, dude, what happened to you? It doesn't work. Okay. The channel doesn't work over there. I can't upload to it. All right. It's frozen in time. And specifically, can I give you an answer as to the why? No, I can't. But I can tell you it's probably because I did some things on another channel that got that channel deleted, and the rest is history. So it's a new year, it's a new me, and it's a new channel. So thanks for being here. Please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to support me or the channel, buy me a coffee, Patreon, YouTube memberships, and I guess now you can drop comments that are, like $1 or two comments. I don't know how that even works, but one of my patrons did that, and I didn't even know that was enabled. Super chat, I guess that's what it is. Super comment. Okay. So you could tell, folks, that I'm not good at self promotion. It's not one of my things, although I've been accused of begging for money and so forth. And all I'm saying is if you want to support, you can support. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Okay. This is it, folks. This will be the last attempt at YouTube. And it needs to be the last attempt after the other channel being there for 8 years, and now I have to start all over again. So the wildfires continue, and Tommy Lee, of all people, from Motley Crue, is blasting. Now, when I cover a story like this, I notice I get comments like, "Yeah, I already read this." Okay, well, I'm just providing. It's like when somebody covers a story, they're providing their perspective, or they're basically trying to be entertaining as they narrate through the story. There's this guy by the name of Tim Pool. I don't know if you've heard of Tim Pool, but his channel is kind of a big deal. And all he does is read and comment on news stories. So if you've gotten this story somewhere else, or you don't like my perspective on it, then guess what? You don't have to watch or listen to what I'm going to say. Pretty simple. Anyway, so here's my perspective as I talk about Tommy Lee, who is blasting musicians for promoting their tours and their album releases while these wildfires continue to devastate Los Angeles, and probably one of the worst natural disasters in this country's history. The 62-year-old musician took to his Instagram to say this: "Makes me bleeping sick." Now, of course, I'm going to not use some of his wording just to make this a little more family friendly. But he does say, "It makes me bleeping sick to see most people just carrying on a posting. That's what he said, on lame bleep social media." That's lame donkey social media. How's that? Guys, right now, nobody gives a flying whatever when your record drops or the next concert is, when so many people are in the middle of. Now, does he have a point? Do people care about? I would say, unfortunately, people do care about not the records, because nobody really cares about records, but they do care about concerts. And it's annoying how people are concerned about concerts. Your focus really should be on what's happening. And that's why I'm doing this video, because I, again, want to call attention to this, because this probably could be the worst natural disaster in our country's history. And so far now, I guess 24 people have lost their life in these historic fires. He goes on to say, I get that some comic relief is always needed. I don't know. This isn't comic relief. Anybody who's making fun of this or making light of it, I don't know how you get comic relief out of that. But then again, I don't know about a lot of things. He says, leave it all alone and maybe just stop and see who needs help if you can. You know, it's it's pretty bad when the guy who went full frontal on Facebook has to lecture people on caring about this. Um, Again, according to NBC News, which they're always behind, all of these mainstream media sources are so far behind. You want to catch up with what's going on, people on the ground, people providing real time information. Go over to X. I know some people are just fed up with all social media, but people are allowed to actually post things on X. And I guess soon they're going to be able to do that on Facebook too. And I heard some commentators this morning, they're really upset that Facebook is going to do community notes instead of fact checking, which is all biased. And when Mark Zuckerberg says it's biased, you know it's got to be biased. And you could say, hey, they're just going to kowtow to the new administration and so forth. Well, speech is pretty important, I think. I'd like to see all the platforms be speech or free speech oriented platforms where people can say what they want. Because you know what? The cure for bad speech is still more speech. It's not less speech. It's not censorship. That is a bad idea. Anyway, getting back to this story, which is just devastating. So the Eaton and Palisades fires are likely the second and fourth most destructive in California history, according to CNN. Now, they're probably a week behind, as far as getting the correct reporting. The Palisades, Eaton, and Hearst fires have covered about 60 square miles. That's an area larger than Paris, France, in case you were wondering where Paris is. Now, David Draymond, who is the head honcho in the band Disturbed, has condemned unhinged media users who are deriving pleasure from the misfortune of the victims of the wildfires. He says there are people on this platform cheering on the destruction caused by the LA fires, delighting in the misery and misfortune of others. Nothing justifies this. No reason, no cause, nothing. Absolute scum, the lot of you. And by the way, there have been some higher profile rock musicians who have lost their homes, including Primus guitarist Larry Lalonde, Iron Maiden's Adrian Smith. I saw that yesterday. Spirit Box bassist Josh Gilbert. And, what I'm hearing a lot is that it's California. Why do you care? They deserve this kind of thing. Nobody does. There are good people mixed in with some of these people who have made a living on corrupting the culture and putting out garbage content, whatever that garbage content is, whether it's print or whether it's music or movies or whatever. I get that. But, I remember when God was going to rain down fire and brimstone, and I think it was Lot who was asking, so what if there are 20 righteous left? Would you not do that? And God was like, yeah, for the sake of 20, yeah, I don't worry, I'm not going to do it. And apparently it got down to the point where there was like 2 or something, 3. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people connecting those dots and trying to assert that, this area deserves what it's getting. No area deserves this. No, because there are good people. And you know what? Even the people who aren't so good, you don't want bad things to happen to these people. I mean, most human beings, but, David Draymond here is getting at something that's kind of new in the social media age. People act out in strange ways. Like, they can be as passive aggressive as they want to be on social media. They can just put it out there, and then they can hide and say, I got out my jollies today on these poor people in California. And then, of course, you've got the unreasonable conspiracies that overshadow the help that these people need. Even the people that are trying to figure out what happened and what they're going to do moving forward, you've got to worry about what's happening right now. Don't worry about, the next fire. Worry about this fire, which continues to burn. It's just bizarre. It's strange behavior, and I guess it's to make us feel better, like we screwed up and we didn't have water, or we didn't do forestry management. We screwed up, but next time it's going to be better. Well, we haven't gotten through this one yet. So anyway, folks, pray like crazy, pray without ceasing for these people. And, if you're going to support a charity, there are some fake charities now saying that they're for fire relief. I'm getting spam in my email. I think I got something on my phone as well. It gets crazy. And by the way, there are looters. So if California didn't have enough to deal with, they've got looters on top of the fires who are going through these houses, some of which probably maybe survived a little bit, and so there's stuff that they can loot. And we're talking about a fairly expensive county near Los Angeles that is it LA County, or it might be another county, but this is just crazy. That, like, the spirit of humanity. This is why it says, like in the book of Jeremiah, that the heart is deceitful and wicked above all things, and who can know it? Who can understand it? In moments like this, how do you make sense of the way people are acting? So on that happy note, again, pray for those people. They need our prayers. They need our financial support. Maybe this will help unite the country. Left coast, right coast, flyover country. Maybe the people on the coast will say, you know what, our wealth and our celebrity and all that stuff, that means nothing at the end of the day. And hopefully there'll be a few people that turn to God, and through Jesus Christ will understand that their life is meaningless without a relationship with God. That's the way I look at things. You don't have to look at it that way, but it gives me peace knowing that God is there, because without God, we have no hope. And, you can have lots of stuff, and that stuff gets destroyed, and then you're wondering, maybe this stuff isn't all that matters in life. And that might bring people together. And then the people who have stuff might help out the people who don't have stuff. So just they have the basics, and you'll be more thankful for having those basics than having nothing at all. So there you have it. Meandering, rambling, all right here on the Harmless Dave channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, Patreon, buy me a coffee, ways to support the channel. You don't have to. You don't have to do that stuff. I appreciate those people that do it. It's been helpful the last few months as I have this new channel. It's a new year. It's a new me, and it's a new channel. So thanks for supporting, for those that already do, and I will be back. So brace yourselves for my return.